Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. If you're on Facebook, check us out on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, check us out on Facebook. Anyway, the market's heating up right now. Last week, we did a show on the top buyer questions. It only makes sense to do a show on the top seller questions.
I would concur.
And while we're on that topic, if you would like a show, please put it down in if you have show ideas, put it down in the comments.
Are you offering up the studio to anybody who wants a show?
No.
Oh,
I just want ideas.
Oh, show ideas.
Just ideas. Just show ideas.
All right.
But again, today we're going to be doing top home seller questions. So if you're thinking about selling your home, right now is a good time as the spring market has started. And we are starting to see multiple offers on the same property, and we're starting to see it happen pretty quickly. Now,
we saw almost a 30% increase in showing activity last week in the Twin Cities area. Okay.
Which surprised us because we've been tracking showings per listing per week in a couple areas, and year over year they've been consecutively down.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, right after the holidays, things just went gangbusters.
Yes, pending sales up. The week of Christmas, pending sales were up 6%. Even though showing activity was a little slower that week. Yeah, things are moving. And we always say it every year. Spring market starts in January. Nobody believes us. And then they put their home on in May or June and wonder why it's so slow. It's because the spring market starts in January and it is over by May or June typically.
Now, just some good news for our buyers, because we're talking about how hot it is for the sellers. Interest rates, surprisingly, have gone down a little bit in the last week or two here. So interest rates are still really, really low when you look at it over a 10-year or 20-year period. So take advantage of those interest rates as well if you're a buyer.
For buyers, and usually a lot of sellers end up being buyers, we have our new book, The Smart Home Buyer, a guide through your biggest financial decisions. This is something
decisions. Is there stuff in there about buying businesses and?
Well, it's actually biggest financial decision.
Yes.
Okay. But I was kind of referring to sellers because usually they're going through a couple of them. So it's multiple decisions.
Oh, okay. I see.
I'm going to throw this in.
But buyers, we are doing a home buyer class. We're doing them every month now, and maybe a couple times we might do 2 in a month.
Yep.
But the next one will be January 23rd at the Rosetown American Legion. As you can guess, that's probably in Roseville. Is that correct, Kirk?
Brooklyn Center. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so it'll be 6:30, January 23rd at the Rosetown American Legion, conveniently located in the wonderful Roseville.
If you're interested
Minnesota.
in finding out more information on this class, if you're watching this on YouTube, click below. If you're watching this on Facebook, it might be either below or up, depending on if somebody shared it or not, but there is a link there to more information on this free class, where we will be giving away free copies of our book.
I think we've settled on our next class location. It'll be over in the northwestern suburbs, yes. Golden Valley. Very cool. So it'll be towards the end of the month. Again.
February 26th. That's 6:30.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right, let's get into the show. We don't want to bore these people any longer with this gibberish. Let's get into the meat.
All right.
Or vegetables if you're a vegetarian or vegan. Do you like vegetables? I like roasted broccoli a lot. I've just recently discovered roasted broccoli and roasted cauliflower.
I love
it. Sounds disgusting, but it's amazing.
I like broccoli steamed or raw or roasted. I just like broccoli.
Yeah, I used to only like broccoli if it had all kinds of melted, like Velveeta cheese on it. But now I've discovered roasted broccoli with just olive oil and salt is amazing. Oh, I love all raw vegetables.
All right, we ready?
Sure.
Let me find it. There we go. Welcome to the House Geeks Real Estate Show, sponsored by Bricks Real Estate, iLoan Home Mortgage, Network Title, James Tolson, Country Financial. If you have any questions for us during the show, give us a call at 612-207-5388. Again, 612-207-5388. Check us out online as well at housegeeks.com. Follow us on our Facebook page, where you can watch us record live most weeks, or follow us on our YouTube page, where we have a ton of educational home buyer and seller videos, plus all of most of our past shows are on there as well. So today we're going to be talking about top home seller questions. Last week we covered top home buyer questions. These are things that have just been compiled over the years, and hopefully can help out those who are thinking about putting their home on the market soon. And by soon, I mean you should be doing it really soon if you're thinking about selling. Trust me, say it year after year. The spring market starts in January. This show is airing in January. So if you're thinking about selling, I would be getting ready like now. The peak
we don't
time,
have to trust you. There's numbers to support that. We'd be happy to show anybody the numbers.
So the peak time to be putting your home on the market, and this is a top home seller question, is when is it the best time to sell? Well, now, getting ready. But the numbers behind it, like you're saying, Chad, is that if you want to be going on the market somewhere between beginning of January and like the end of March. So there's this 3 months window where you want to be putting your home on the market. And a lot of people go, well, yeah, but my yard is so beautiful. I want to wait until the snow melts. Do you want to wait until all the buyers have bought their homes? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. Because if you go onto the market in May or June, you're going on when it's slower, okay? And if you look at the pending home sales, or I'm sorry, closed home sales, you'll see that those peaks are in that May, June, July timeframe, but you have to look at when are those coming under contract. So you need to go back 30 to 90 days, and that's when those homes are selling at the top prices. So, most people after the holidays, that's when they start their home shopping. They want to be into their new home by the time the snow is melting, or just as that's happening, maybe that's right around their move. So that way they can start working on their new house. A lot of people go, well, I bought my home in April or May. Well, think about when you started looking. I bet you're going to find yourself right back in that February, March timeframe. Mm-hmm. So when's the best time to put your home on the market? The two historic best times in Minnesota are basically in the window that is that late January, February, March, or you actually wait and you come on again in what could be late August, September, October. Those are kind of where the market kind of peaks. As far as total number of showings per listing per week, which we cover every week on the station. So and that really shows the pulse of the market. This last week, the showings per listing per week, we saw a 30% jump. That's huge. Absolutely huge jump.
Now, is that 30% jump over last week or a 30% jump over the same week of last year?
No, over the previous week. So you can see that's what I'm saying is as soon as the holidays are over, boom, market kind of explodes. Mm-hmm. We also noticed a 6% increase in pending home sales in that same week.
And just being out there, I'm starting to see multiple agents in the good properties that I'm out showing with my clients too. So that's more of an intangible things for you listeners, but we're seeing it in the numbers and in reality.
Okay, here's another top question. Should I first buy a home, then sell the one I have, or sell my home and then buy one? It really depends on your financial situation. If you can do it, my recommendation is typically try to buy and secure a property first, and then move out, get your home ready to sell. And we'll get into some more of those getting ready to sell here in a minute. However, if you cannot have two mortgages at once and your financial position doesn't allow that,
which is most people.
Yeah, I would be looking at, at least getting your home under contract, having an accepted offer before you start looking. Now, some people will say, well, what if I don't find something? You can actually put that stipulation in, that this is contingent upon the seller actually finding a home.
Now remember, every time you add convenience for yourself, and it's an inconvenience for somebody else, you'll reduce the total number of people that are interested in your home. But if you're taking advantage of peak time on market, which we discussed thoroughly, you have a better chance of maximizing your profit and decreasing your inconvenience if you do it during this time period.
Yeah, timing, you can do a lot of amazing things with just proper timing in the real estate market.
But the vast majority of people will put their home on the market, start looking, and then start writing offers on their new home once their existing or outgoing home is under contract. And that puts you at the best possible position for negotiation on both of the properties.
So this kind of is in line with a couple of the other questions. Is now a better time to buy or sell? Well, right now, it's probably just about equal. The market is picking up. Given another few weeks or a month, it's probably going to be a better time to sell than it is to buy. This is where, if you maybe get your home on the market and you say, I want a 90-day close, you might be able to work yourself into a time where it's actually better to buy. And you put and that goes back to that timing question. So right now, it's probably about equal. You go back a couple of weeks, I'd say it was probably a better time to buy. And in a few more weeks, it'll probably be a better time to sell. But you get yourself into that late spring, there you go. You're back into that buy potential again.
So for buyers, right now, you'll start seeing properties come on at a quicker rate. So you'll have more properties to choose from, but there'll be more buyers out there competing for those properties. So you probably have to act a little quicker, and you'll probably lose out on some on multiple offers. But if you stay calm and have a good agent that guides you through the process and knows how to deal with multiple offers, it's kind of a wash.
A guide in the process. You know what? We have a new book called The Smart Home Buyer, a guide through your biggest financial decision. If you're interested in getting a copy of that book, please reach out to us. Our number is 612-207-5388. Again, 612-207-5388. We'd be happy to get you a copy of that at no cost. We truly believe, we put this in the book, that home buyers and sellers, given the right tools and techniques, it'll give you the edge in the market, no matter what the market is doing at that particular time. So, The Smart Home Buyer, reach out. We're happy to get you a copy of that. Okay, let's see, a couple minutes before the commercial break. Should I get an appraisal to find out the value of my home? I think this is kind of an older method of thinking about how to evaluate. And a lot of people, maybe the last time they refinanced, that was their last experience of getting a value on their home, so an appraiser was sent out. The answer to that is no. Don't worry, an appraisal will get done on your house to verify value. That's really what an appraisal is. It is not what determines the value. It is something that helps verify the value of the home based on the current market conditions and what buyers are willing to pay.
If you get an appraisal prior to listing your home and you list your home at the appraised value, remember, that's just one person's opinion. There is no real true value. There's best estimates. And if you get 3 different appraisers, you can be at 3 different prices, or 3 different appraisers will give you 3 different prices. And you really want to make sure you price your home properly from the get-go, and it might not be the best.
Yeah, you want to take advantage of market value, not appraised value. Because exactly. If the market value is higher, there's ways to take advantage of that. Well, what if it doesn't appraise? Well, if you have a good enough buyer, it doesn't matter if it doesn't appraise. They may be willing to float the difference if they really want the house. So market value is key. That being said, you don't want to be getting crazy with where you price it. But I do want to get more into pricing homes, utilizing such sites like Zillow and Trulia and other third-party marketing sites to analyze home value. But we're going to take a commercial break. Again, if you have any questions for us, give us a call at 612-207-5388. You Again, 612-207-5388. Check us out online as well at housegeeks.com for the latest and greatest searching and researching tools, helpful videos, and much more. We'll be right back. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
You're listening to the House Geeks Real Estate Show on AM 950. I'm Kirk Duckwall. With me is Chad Vandelon. We are the House Geeks. If you have any questions for us, give us a call at 612-207-5388. Again, 612-207-5388. Don't forget to check us out online at housegeeks.com as well. Today we are talking about the top home seller questions and kind of left off with home values. Did see a pretty funny, maybe a little cheeky comment on, it said, please do not compare my professional real estate license to the Zillow Zestimate. And the reason I bring that up is there are a lot of tools that people will try to utilize prior to getting a professional market analysis. And trust me, we use these tools as well. We look at these tools as well. But, you know, a Zestimate is not going to be the end-all, be-all value of a property. You know, so why do we use them? Well, what we're doing is we're utilizing these things as data points, right? So whether it's the Zestimate, whether it's the AVM, or the RVM, or the RPR report. These are all automated valuation models. We look at them and see how they kind of line up with what we're seeing for comparable sales in the area and then current market activity.
And then we usually take it one step further and make monetary adjustments to the comparable sales in the area.
I want to jump ahead. I'm going to go right to this question, which is, so what is a comparable? This is a very contentious point with a lot of sellers. People have a hard time having their home that they loved and lived in for a long period of time being compared to other homes, thinking that, you know, their home is always superior. A comparable is just that. We are comparing it. We're not saying it's better. We're not saying it's worse. We're taking another property and making adjustments for it. So let's say you have a fireplace. We look at that. We assign a value to it. And then if we're looking at a comparable and it doesn't have that fireplace, then we make the adjustment. And so what we try to do is we end up basically trying to build a bunch of homes identical to yours, because really no home is identical to others. So the only way to do it is to put everybody on the same ball field. So you take a sale, you adjust it by the differential in square footage, you adjust it by the differential in bedrooms, garage stalls, potentially lot size, you know, amenities, you know, how good are the finishes, and you're just adjust to put everybody on the same playing field. That's a comparable.
And a common misconception that the general public has is they tend to compare Ramblers to 2-stories or 3-level splits to Ramblers.
That's like comparing a Ferrari to a pickup truck.
Exactly. So the one of the first things you want to do is pick a tight geographic area close to your home. Second, you want like homes, meaning the build style. If you have a Rambler, compare it to other Ramblers. If you have a 2-story, try to compare it to other 2-stories. And then you can make monetary adjustments for additional or lack of square feet, likewise for bedrooms, bathrooms, fireplaces, garage stalls, etc.
Got a great video on this on our YouTube page. It's called What is a Comp? and basically breaks down and shows you exactly how to look at comparable properties. So, and that's what we do when we're doing a market analysis and then combining it with what is the market activity. Doing one last night, and I was looking at the market, and I'm like, well, probably somewhere between 415 and 425, but we're the only home in this entire bracket, basically from 3.25 all the way up to 450. Then some other ones started coming on, but we're the only house in that price point, which then gives some grace period to as far as the range that you might go. So maybe we jump it to 430 and see how it does, right? So comparing it to what the market is doing, that's important as well.
Exactly. And the flip side of that coin is, say you're in a condo building and there's 10 other condos in this high rise that are on the market that are very similar to yours, and the last one sold for higher than the 10 that are currently on. You may not get the price of that previous sale, even though it was higher, because you have a lot of competition on the market.
Okay, so let's get into this one. What updates are going to be, but they get me the best return when it comes time to sell?
Decluttering, number one, that's free.
You skipped ahead.
Yeah. Well, okay, decluttering is about the biggest bang for the buck. But yes. Paint.
Yeah. Well, yes, paint and carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Paint and carpet.
Or laminate flooring.
Yes. Basically flooring and walls, right? Flooring and walls.
Should I start taking out walls in my house?
No, maybe. I don't know. You got to see your house.
If you didn't take a wall out while you were living there so you can enjoy it, it's probably not going to be a financial benefit for you to start removing walls 2 weeks prior to putting your house on the market.
Now, should I take the wallpaper off?
Yes. Or hang sheetrock over it.
Okay. If you don't believe us on this, it's about somewhere between a 10 and 14% difference in sale price if you have bad condition flooring and colors that aren't to current trends, to bring those around. And people, no way. Yeah, I can show you example after example after example. If you're in that 200,000 price range, you're going to get hit by a good $20,000 to $30,000, $40,000. So it might be worth that $5,000, $6,000 to get that done.
When I bought my house, I bought one that looked like the Easter Bunny blew up on the inside. There was pastel colors everywhere, and I loved it because paint is cheap.
Yeah.
So that I target those homes when I buy for myself.
And a lot of sellers would be saying to themselves, well, I can look past that. I'm sure any buyer can. I've actually had a buyer say right to me, Kirk, I know this shouldn't bother me, but I hate the colors of these walls, right? So they have a negative impression of the house because of that, even though they know they shouldn't.
Carry that over to the carpet too. Try to look past worn carpet if you can afford new carpet, because carpet is so cheap and it will bring the value of the home down if you're buying.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and if you're selling,
change the carpet.
The question is, I think I said in a radio show a few years back, it was if you're asking yourself, should I? The answer is yes. Should I replace the carpet in this room with the big cat pee stain, or should I just get it cleaned? No, replace it. All right, let's see. Staging and decluttering. Is that important? Well, you kind of took the wind out of the sail on that question. Yes, it's very, very, very important to declutter a home because remember, when you're taking pictures, you're taking a room and you're shrinking it down into this teeny little space on a computer screen, because keep in mind,
a lot of people are looking at these on phones now, which is even a tinier screen.
And if you clutter the room with stuff and don't leave open spaces, that's going to suck up the room and it's going to make the room seem small. So decluttering, it's not so much about when you're at the house for the showing, for the buyers at the showing, it's for people when they're looking online, because the first 2 or 3 showings of your home happen online before the person probably ever hits book a showing. Okay. Oh, and then the staging piece of it, just updating the staging and positioning the furniture. Maybe, bringing in a new rug, or taking down, and this kind of goes with the decluttering, taking down photos, maybe putting up different ones, repositioning furniture, all that stuff makes a huge difference as well. So, I know I like to have one of our professional stagers walk through a house before we put it on the market, just to make sure everything gets set right. It affects the value another 3 to 6%. So many people get worried about trying to talk an agent down 1% or 1.5% on commission. A good agent is well worth, if they have the stagers, they have the advice to bring in, how they can help you, because you start to add up these different percentages. And if this is services that are included, as especially like the staging, with their commission, take those services. You'll be well rewarded for it. You want to see the data on it? Remember, we're the house geeks. We can get you that data. So I'm happy to show you. No matter who you're working with, there's lots of great agents out there, but you find the ones that are providing good service. Don't try to knock them down on commission, because if they're good service agents, they'll get you that return. Still had a couple more questions, but we're running out of time. So if you do have any questions for us, give us a call, 612-207-5388. Again, 612-207-5388. See you next week.